From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 10.
Right now, the Democratic National Convention is coming to Milwaukee, and it has smaller local towns and businesses thinking big. Thanks for joining us tonight. The Democratic National Convention is coming to Wisconsin.
Milwaukee, one of 3 finalists to host the DNC next summer. That's summer of 2020, up against Houston and Miami. It'll now become one of the smallest cities to host a presidential convention. The event will largely happen at the Fiserv Forum, home of the Milwaukee Bucks. That's where Democratic officials celebrated with that beer toast you saw a moment ago. That was this afternoon. And while Milwaukee lobbied hard to get the convention over the last few months, there are still some questions over whether the region has enough resources to accommodate tens of thousands of visitors.
Our threshold question was, did the city have the resources to carry out the mission? And we believe that every city had the resources. They would do it differently, but they can do it equally effectively. And in the end of the day, I'm firmly of the belief that this city can and will carry it out very well.
But at its core, DNC officials say the decision to choose Milwaukee was about the makeup of the city and the state and their desire to focus the 2020 race on working people. The impact of the Democratic National Convention is extending far outside of Milwaukee.
In fact, smaller communities are excited for the economic boost. Keely Arthur visited one of those cities and has the latest.
Well, the executive director of the Jefferson County Economic Development Corporation sent a short 1-sentence email to municipalities in the county, which is in between Milwaukee and Dane, saying essentially the DNC is coming, get ready. And the city of Watertown certainly is.
We are working on a downtown revitalization and redevelopment plan,
which has been in the works for 6 years. The city recently bought 6 buildings right on the river in the heart of downtown to create an entertainment district that may include a hotel.
We hope to have some of that completed definitely by 2020.
The years of planning to renew timing out nicely with today's announcement that the Democratic National Convention will happen just a quick drive away.
Obviously, I think it'll be a great thing for Milwaukee, but it's going to have residual effects for probably 60, 70 miles out, really.
Another reason why Watertown is buzzworthy in the DNC conversation, its airport.
There are people here that love to go into a non-populated airport without a control tower that they know have a good runway.
July is a big month for Milwaukee area hotels thanks to attractions like Summerfest and the Milwaukee Brewers. Watertown is anticipating overfilled airports and lodging to flow straight to them.
During that convention, there'll be a lot of jets come in and probably a lot of mid-sized aircraft. And so whether Milwaukee gets full or Waukesha gets full may come to here, or if they need a room here.
So whether it's the convenience of flying or even the road.
You can get on I-94 or you can take Highway 16.
Locals believe Watertown's decidedly different look from Milwaukee and Madison will lure some of the Democratic Party's elite in 2020.
We've got some great restaurants, some nice shopping. So hopefully people who want that small town feel will come out to Watertown and give us a look.
There are currently 2 hotels in Watertown, as you heard in our story. There are plans of getting another one up by the July 2020 convention.
Keely, thank you. In Madison, hotels are already 95% booked during the dates of the DNC. Staff at Destination Madison predict hundreds of thousands of dollars will flow into our economy from it. Hotels have already blocked out rooms for 2 weeks to accommodate the thousands of people they expect. Top GOP leaders say they believe the Democratic National Convention will highlight reasons to vote for Republicans on the 2020 ballot.
Meanwhile, the state's Democratic Party calls this a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Former Republican Governor Scott Walker is calling the convention a perfect fit, particularly in the economic boon it will create in the area. Senator Ron Johnson took to social media to say he was glad Milwaukee will get that economic boost, but that voters will also get a look at the Democrats' extreme policies. GOP strategists say you can expect to see counterpoints offered from Republicans during the DNC.
This is an opportunity for Wisconsin to showcase itself and to make clear what a battleground state Wisconsin is and why, and give the people of Wisconsin just as clear a view as possible of what the choice will be in 2020.
I think that this is absolutely the right call for so many reasons. As we know, every presidential election goes through the state of Wisconsin, and be a great place for us to pick our nominee.
That's Lieutenant Governor Mandela Barnes, who says he's proud to call Milwaukee his hometown. Democratic Congressman Mark Pocan and U.S. Senator Tammy Baldwin also are celebrating this news, with Congressman Pocan saying he is glad people are paying attention to the Midwest. Again, the DNC will be the middle of July 2020 from the 13th to the 16th. News 3 Now will continue to cover the latest developments and the convention itself, of course. Republicans will host their national convention more than a month later in Charlotte, North Carolina, August 24th to 27th.
Dare I say it's going to feel like spring for the next few days. Meteorologist Dana Fulton has our first alert forecast. Hi, Dana.
Hey, now the official start of spring for us just about a week and a few days away. Today really wasn't too bad outside with sunshine out there and temperatures just below average for us in the mid-30s this afternoon. We started the day right where we should be in the low 20s. Now, right now it's about 27 in Madison with a calm breeze. We're not looking at much of a wind chill for us tonight, as our wind is really going to stay pretty light. Coming from the west-southwest, the wind speeds will stay really in the single digits for us overnight. Our Doppler track is calm, barely even a cloud in the sky, which means our temperatures are going to fall quite a bit. By tomorrow morning, we will be in the middle teens to start off the day, so a cool start to Tuesday. But notice in the afternoon, we'll be back into the middle 40s. We are expecting a warm-up for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We'll take a closer look at what's ahead along with that event coming through for the middle of the week in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Dana. An Amber Alert has been issued tonight out of Milwaukee. Police are searching for 1-year-old Nolani Robinson. They say the suspect is 33-year-old Darius Higgins. He was last seen driving a 2014 black Cadillac SUV with Florida license plate HVC Z95. Police say he is armed and dangerous. The man who admitted to drinking and taking LSD causing a fatal crash downtown will spend the next 10 years in prison. That sentence was handed down this afternoon. 22-year-old Gavin VM only had minor injuries after the crash on June 23rd at the intersection of Blair Street and John Nolan Drive. A crash reconstructionist says he was going around 60 miles per hour in a 25 zone when he crashed into a car at a stoplight, killing the driver, 45-year-old Deano McCullough, who was a Madison City bus driver.
The sister of the man accused of shooting and killing a McHenry County, Illinois deputy in Rockford last week is defending her brother as he makes his first court appearance today.
I just want everybody to know that he's not the monster that a lot of people are trying to make him out to be. He's a great man, and like I said before, he's a great father and a great brother.
Officials say Floyd Brown was escaping from authorities when he shot at Deputy Jacob Keltner at a hotel in Rockford. The officers were executing a search warrant. Brown's next hearing is scheduled for March 20th. The Federal Aviation Administration is declining to order airlines to ground the Boeing 737 MAX after 2 recent crashes. In a statement, the FAA said investigators have not yet determined whether the issue with the Ethiopian Airlines jet that crashed yesterday is related to the same issue that brought down the same plane operated by Lion Air late last year. After Sunday's crash, China, Indonesia, and several other countries moved to ground it. Now, we did reach out to Dane County Regional Airport. They tell us because of the routes and the traffic at Dane County Regional Airport, the plane in question, that 737 MAX 8, does not fly in or out of Madison.
President Trump unveiled his 2020 budget proposal today. The $4.7 trillion spending blueprint includes $8.6 billion for a border wall and sets up a new showdown with Congress. The wall funds would go toward building more than 700 miles of barrier along the U.S.-Mexico border. Cuts to domestic programs, including Medicaid, would pay for it. The budget proposal also includes more money for infrastructure spending and raises overall defense spending to $750 billion. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi has some scathing words about President Trump, but she does not support impeaching him right now. The comments came in an interview with Washington Post magazine published today. She said impeachment would divide the country and, quote, he's just not worth it. She also said she thinks President Trump is, quote, ethically, intellectually, and curiosity-wise unfit for the office.
Almost 6 months after ICE agents arrested 83 people in Wisconsin, we're learning more about that operation. Congressman Mark Pocan has been asking ICE questions since those arrests and now has some answers. Emails from as early as August 2nd show ICE agents reached out to 15 local and county law enforcement agencies telling them they would be in Wisconsin September 21st through the 24th, but there are no emails to Madison PD or the Dane County Sheriff's Office. Instead, there is a handwritten note saying they were called.
ICE did it intentionally. And when you look at several of the comments where they talk about the radical population, you know, specifically in this area, they did it with ill intent.
In one email, an ICE agent does reference the, quote, radical population in Dane County. Congressman Pocan believes that's one of the reasons Madison Police and the Dane County Sheriff's Office were surprised by the arrests. The records also show at least 39 of the 83 people arrested did not have a criminal record listed by their name. Big honors for a Wisconsin marching band. The Ashwaubenon Jaguars will be performing this year in New York at the St. Patrick's Day Parade there. 170 members of the marching band and color guard are making that trip, along with 50 members of the choir, flying to New York on Thursday. This band, well-traveled, performing in Hawaii back in 2017 and now a fourth time in the St. Patrick's Day Parade. Their last appearance was back in 2015. And still ahead tonight at 10 with temperatures above freezing. There is some rain in the forecast when we can expect to get it here.
But first, are you considering a car purchase? We'll take a closer look at whether an extended warranty makes sense for your auto dollars. Stay with us.
Welcome back. Tesla is raising the price of most of its vehicles by about 3%. The car maker making this move after deciding to keep more of its stores open than previously planned. Tesla had said it would focus more on online sales and would begin shutting most of those stores to lower the price of its new models, the Model 3 vehicles, but the Model 3 base price will remain the same, about $42,000. Car buyers crave reliability. It is a top concern of virtually every new and used car shopper, according to a Consumer Reports survey.
But even a trustworthy brand isn't always enough. Some people want that extra protection from an extended warranty. Are they being sensible shoppers or sitting ducks for preying salespeople? Leah Lynchett reports.
When Mike Sasloff bought a pre-owned car recently, he chose a Subaru Forester, largely because it gets top marks from Consumer Reports for reliability, but still he paid extra for an extended warranty.
Completely about peace of mind, not something I usually do on smaller purchases, but for the car, And having it be a pre-owned car, it seemed to make a lot of sense.
It may be years before Mike knows if he made the right call financially, but auto experts at Consumer Reports say the odds are not in his favor.
An extended warranty may give you peace of mind, but Consumer Reports has found that buyers aren't always going to see a return on that investment.
Not surprising, since extended warranties can also make a lot of money for those who sell them. The Better Business Bureau recently issued a warning to consumers after receiving hundreds of complaints about companies selling extended auto service contracts and suggests using extreme caution when considering one.
A better plan would be to take whatever money you would spend on an extended warranty and instead put that in an emergency fund. You'd have that money available if you need a repair, or you could put it toward your next car.
But if, like Mike, you find comfort in an extended warranty, Consumer Reports urges you to read the fine print. Consider things like the length of the plan, the coverage limitations, and of course, the price, which, remember, can be negotiated, just like the price of a car. For News 3 Now, this is Leah Lynchide.
Consumer Reports also suggest focusing on buying a car with a better than average predicted reliability rating and then properly maintaining it.
It's not too late for a spring break trip. If you're like many Wisconsinites, probably quite tired of this weather. You're ready to pack up and go someplace warm. March is packed, of course, with spring breaks for students all around the state, and that sends flight prices soaring. A local travel agent, though, says you can still find some last-minute deals if you put some effort into it. If a beach or crowded resort with college students isn't quite your idea of a vacation, they suggest booking travel a little later, after Easter perhaps, which is later in April this year.
Meteorologist Dana Fulton joins us now, and we're getting some warmer temperatures this week, which is wow.
Yes, a nice little jump for us. We had some sunshine today. We're starting to feel a little spring-like, and we're certainly going to notice our first spring system coming through for the middle of the week. We're looking at rainfall coming in no time. Our sunset today, though, at 6:59, just before 7 o'clock. This is the last time we're going to have a sunset before 7 until September 20th. So our day's certainly getting longer. That's usually my feeling when the spring is coming around, when it's finally staying light out past, dinner time. Our Doppler track is calm for us this evening. Really throughout the state, we're not expecting anything to move through. We have high pressure just to the west. It's actually settling over Wisconsin and then continuing to pass southeast. It's helping our winds calm down overnight. We're not looking at much of a wind chill as we start off the day tomorrow, and it's going to keep us mostly clear heading into Tuesday morning. Overall, your Tuesday will start off mostly sunny, and then the clouds build in our afternoon, and we're expecting the showers to really pick up after your evening commute. We'll see a light rainfall, maybe even a little drizzle, and then heavier rain at times expected by Wednesday morning. Wednesday afternoon will start off with some light rain and then periods of heavy rainfall and maybe even an isolated thunderstorm or two coming through with this system. We continue to see rain into Thursday. It's not until late Thursday night that our showers will gradually transition to a little mixed precipitation and taper into flurries early Friday morning. We won't see much accumulation with the flurries because our ground temperatures are going to be so warm, and we're not really going to see much snowfall with that event coming through early on Friday. Our clouds will gradually taper off later on in the evening for Friday. So rain potential with us, hovering right around an inch for us in Madison, likely going to see just a little more towards the western side of the state. May see a little heavier band coming through for central Wisconsin or central northern Wisconsin for us. But this isn't going to be a huge rain event, but it's going to be just enough right now, especially as we do still have a lot of snow and ice on the ground, that we could be dealing with some isolated flooding heading into Wednesday night and early Thursday. Thankfully, temperatures are going to warm up quite a bit, so it's going to help a little bit warm things up, warm the ground up, and get things cleared out for us. But again, isolated flooding, our concern heading into Wednesday night and Thursday morning. Overnight, we'll fall into the middle teens. It will be a little cool early in the morning, but because our winds won't be too bad, we won't have too much of a wind chill to be concerned about. By the afternoon, we're in the middle 40s. After your afternoon commute or your evening commute, the showers start to creep on in, and they're really going to stay with us overnight and through much of your Wednesday and Thursday as well. Not ruling out the chance to see a few isolated thunderstorms mixed in there. Temperatures tonight will be close to 14 for overnight lows. Overall, a mostly clear sky, but we may have some patchy fog, especially for those lower-lying areas by early tomorrow morning. Winds still coming from the west-southwest, about 5 to 10 miles per hour. They won't pick up much tomorrow, still coming from the southwest, but afternoon highs, rather than being just below average, will be just above. Those clouds increasing throughout the afternoon. Our thunderstorm chance is for Wednesday and Thursday afternoon. Temperatures will be much warmer for Wednesday and Thursday, in the low 50s by Wednesday, mid 50s by Thursday. We start to see a little bit of a mix with that precipitation transition to snow into Friday morning. And the flurry chance is just for early in the morning on Friday. Friday and Saturday, we drop back down to the upper 30s, expecting pretty similar afternoons to what we had today. But overall, Saturday and Sunday really look nice as we look ahead to next week, and we get sun and temperatures close to average. Starting to taper towards the end of March. Considering that it came in so cold, it's nice to have just some calm spring weather looking ahead to the end of that 10-day forecast.
We have earned this, I think,
yes,
at this point.
Yes. At this point, we could just deal with some light showers and 50-degree temps, and I think everyone would be okay with that.
All right, Dana, thank you.
Thanks, Dana. Today, Ethan Happ does something no Badger basketball player has ever done. We'll tell you what it is next in sports.
I love
The Badgers' Ethan Happ is first team All Big Ten for the third straight year. He's the first UW player to be named All Big Ten 3 straight years. Happ again put up great numbers this season, 17.8 points, 10.4 rebounds, 4.7 assists a game. Recently, Happ looked back on his Badger career from its humble beginnings to yet another all-conference season.
When I came here, no, not at all. I just came and I wanted to get, minutes. That was like right graduating high school. I came here and I just wanted to get on the floor. But then after that redshirt season, I was going up against Frank, and I could kind of feel my confidence growing playing against him as the year went on. I never thought that it would be to the, statistical standpoint that it is right now. But I always knew after that first redshirt year that I was going to have a special career here.
Here's the All Big Ten first team. Michigan State's Cassius Winston is the conference's player of the year. The other first teamers are Happ, Purdue's Carson Edwards, and Maryland's Bruno Fernando, both by the coaches and the media. The coaches had Penn State's Lamar Stevens, the media Minnesota's Jordan Murphy as their fifth players on the first team. Purdue's Matt Painter, Big Ten Coach of the Year. The Badgers' Demetric Trice was named honorable mention. Tonight, the Southern Conference Championship and Wofford against UNC Greensboro. Middleton's own Storm Murphy, the starting point guard at Wofford. Murphy scores 7 points tonight. Terriers win the Southern Conference title 70-58. So Storm Murphy and Wofford are headed to the NCAA tournament as champions of the SoCon tonight. Wide receiver Jake Kumerow will get another year in Green Bay. The Packers tendered an offer to Kumerow, who was an exclusive rights free agent. Kumerow, the former Whitewater standout, played in 5 games for the Packers last season with 8 catches for 103 yards and a touchdown. The WIA Boys State Basketball Tournament returns to the Kohl Center later this week. It starts Thursday with the Division III semifinals, Martin Luther and Northwestern and Waupun and Denmark. A couple of games of interest around here. New Glarus makes its first Boys State appearance in 87 years when they play undefeated Roncalli Thursday night at 6:35. And Sun Prairie returns to the Division I semifinals for the second straight year. The Cardinals get West Allis Central Friday night at about 8:15. Craig Counsell announces today the Brewers' starting second baseman this season is Mike Moustakas. The funny thing about that, Moustakas has never played a game at second base in the majors or the minors. Brewers against the White Sox in Maryvale this afternoon. Here's our first Ryan Braun sighting of the spring. Braun hits his first homer of 2019. Jimmy Nelson pitched for the first time, gave up 2 runs in 1 inning. Brewers beat the White Sox 8-5. Opening day is 2 weeks from Thursday. And did you see this over the weekend in the English Football League? A Birmingham City fan named Paul Mitchell ran out of the field and punched Aston Villa player Jack Grealish from behind. Today, that fan was sentenced to 14 weeks in jail. He's also banned from going to a soccer game in the UK for the next 10 years. Grealish was not injured. Mitchell's been a season ticket holder in Birmingham City for 20 years, was very remorseful. He says he doesn't know what came over him. And we'll be right back.
Get what?
Dana rejoins us. One final check, your forecast.
We're expecting another cold night. Temperatures will be back in the teens to start off our Tuesday morning. But by Tuesday afternoon, we'll be in the middle 40s for afternoon highs. Clouds increasing throughout the afternoon, won't be nearly as sunny. We'll start off the day mostly sunny, but that next system moving in brings the clouds first and then the rain starting up late Tuesday evening and lasting really through Friday morning. We're expecting scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms Wednesday and Thursday, and then some light flurries possible early Friday before all that moisture is gone and the weekend looks pretty good for us.
Dana, thanks. Thank you for joining us for News 3 Now at 10.
And do something good, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.